Welcome, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your host for the Las Vegas Real Estate Show, and welcome. Thank you for tuning in. We're on every Sunday night at 4:30, and you can see us at 18.8 on your television. We are broadcast TV, which is quite a bit different than cable, quite a bit different than satellite. Believe it or not, in the Valley, there's about 450,000 people who get broadcast TV, and there's a terrific guy out there, Mr. Antenna. If you don't know who he is or the company that he represents, they can hook you up with a terrific antenna and you can watch free TV. We are on free TV, and I'm very happy that we are. We reach people that are local. We reach people that have lived in Las Vegas for a long time. And what we try to do is bring information to you about what's going on in the real estate market. Now, that incorporates so many things. This is a national and international brand, Las Vegas, Nevada, and we attract all kinds of, about 40 million visitors a year come here, as well as the 2.5 million people that live here. So if you are one of those great people that live here and love Las Vegas, tune into the show each week. We do talk about all things relevant to real estate here, buying and selling properties in Nevada. Today on the show, we're going to have Jan Glasser, and he's going to talk about hard money lending, which in Nevada is surprisingly used often to purchase homes. There are a lot of different reasons why you'd want to use that type of borrowing power. So we're going to talk to him about that, what's going on in the Valley, and what some of the opportunities you might be able to take advantage of. We also talk about topics of the day, and we'll bring on our typical panel that we have each and every show, each and every Sunday, that'll answer questions that I have in my head and what is on in the topical news area about what's going on here, about some of the things, whether it's be crime or whether it be some of the construction, whether it be some of the sports franchises that are coming to town. Anyway, I'm Jeff Barton. I'm your host for the Las Vegas Real Estate Show, and we'll be right back.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with SuperGrow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your SuperGrow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your host for the Las Vegas Real Estate Show, and thanks for tuning in. And we bring each and every week to you some information that might help you decide whether you want to buy a property, whether you want to sell a property, maybe something about mortgage rates, certainly about location, about condition of home. We've had house flippers on the show before, and we've also had some great title people, escrow people, people who are real estate agents, and certainly we try to bring to you choices that are going to help you make great decisions. And really what the show is about is trying to inform you so that you do make great decisions when you decide to purchase, whether you decide to sell, or whether those relatives coming in from Midwest or from Chicago, from Massachusetts, who want to buy here get great informed decisions. Thanks again for tuning in. Once again on the show, we've brought to us from Capella Mortgage, a different person this week, but it's Jan Glasser, and he's going to talk to us about hard money lending and what that means, what actually that means and how it helps properties. Jan, how are you?
Good, thank you for having me.
And thank you very much for coming on the show. Okay, hard money. Now, I've heard the description hard money is because it's hard to do. Now, I don't know whether that's the exact description you would use.
No, it's not. It's kind of a misnomer because hard money is much easier to get.
Right.
I think it may have come from an expression like kind of cash on the barrelhead. It's hard money. Here's the money. Where's your equity? But a hard money loan is generally much easier to qualify for and get than a conventional loan, but it's also more expensive. So,
okay, very well. Let's deal with that in two pieces, right? Let's deal with the how-to. What are some of the things that people would need to bring to you in order for them to, okay, I'm a hard money borrower. I want to borrow $200,000. I want to buy a property over in Henderson, and I come to you because I can't go, or I've got a time crunch. How would we begin?
Well, you have to look at the type of property,
Right.
Who the borrower is, and what the reason they have for coming to a company like Capella. Generally, what you mentioned, time is a critical factor because it can take, if you have a small piece of land or a commercial building, or you want to buy an investment property, it can take 2 months to qualify for a conventional loan. We could do loans in 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
We're that fast. So many people would view themselves as missing an opportunity if they would try to wait longer period of time in order to get a lower rate in a conventional format. If it's an owner-occupied home, it takes a little longer. There are mandates from the Dodd-Frank bill that have to be followed. And Capella is the only hard money lender / private lender that I'm aware of that will do owner-occupied single-family homes because there are a series of very rigorous restrictions that have to be followed, and we are qualified and we follow those.
Okay, documentation, what do I have to bring?
Depends again what your situation is. You have to show a reasonable expectation that you can repay the loan.
I see.
So we don't need 2 years of bank statements and 2 years of tax returns like a conventional lender, but depending on the circumstance, we might need 6 months of bank statements.
I see.
We might need to know if you're employed and how you intend to pay back the loan that you're incurring.
Now, under Dodd-Frank, there's the ability to repay rule. That's what
That's
you're talking
correct,
about.
right.
In hard money lending, is it a little different?
For an owner-occupied home, it's still the same. You have to show the ability to repay. But we have a lot more flexibility when it comes to debt-to-income ratios.
I see.
So a bank may say, you know what, your back-end ratio is 50%, which we mean all your debts, including your prospective home debt, and that's too high. Well, we'll look at it, and we may accept that. So we have some flexibility as to what those ratios are and how much income you have to make vis-a-vis the loan you're requesting. But we still have to show a reasonable expectation that you can repay the loan.
Okay, and what are the terms? How long do these loans usually last?
Again, it's the type of loan.
Right, of course.
We've done land development loans that are 18 months because people would develop the land, then they're going to build and sell it or whatever their plans are.
Sure.
We've done investment houses, fix and flip, for example, homes that might be a year because somebody's going to take 3 or 4 months to do the rehab and then sell it. If it's an owner-occupied loan, then the law requires that be at least 60 months, 5 years.
I see, very good. Okay, cost. Tell me a little bit about the second half of this thing. Obviously, there's the ability to get the loan. How do you get the loan, the process in order to do that?
Right.
Oh, and by the way, how much do you need to put into the property in order to get a hard money loan? 30%, 10%?
It really depends, again, on the type of property. For
I see.
example, if somebody is buying land, generally speaking, we require a heavier down payment, at least 40%.
I see.
But if somebody is buying income-producing property and they're getting a great deal and they can show that the cash flow from that property is going to cover the loan, we can go as high as 80%. If somebody is buying an owner-occupied home or an investment home, we can also go to 80%. In some cases, fix and flip, for example, if a borrower can show vis-a-vis an appraisal that the value after the rehab is going to be such that we can actually lend virtually the entire amount of the purchase and rehab cost, then we can do that. But we have to have a basis for showing that in the end, that loan will be, 75, 80% of value.
And so you're talking about the interest rates in the bank, what they charge, your points versus fees versus the interest
Points
rate.
should be thought of as origination fees. That's
Okay.
what most consumers would recognize. And at a bank, they're 1 or 2%. With a private lender, they're maybe 3 to 5%.
I see.
The interest rate would be 2 or 3 times what a bank charges. For example, it may well be 9 to 12% on commercial property or a construction loan. It might be 6 to 8% on a residential loan, owner-occupied. So again, it depends on what the scenario is.
I see. At Capella, I guess you do it a couple different ways. You have a pool of money as well as you marry somebody with money to a prospective loan person, right?
Right. We have a lot of investors, hundreds, maybe even 1,000 private investors. And these individuals are looking to place their money and get a high yield.
Of course.
So generally, if they can safely, relatively speaking, put their money out and receive a 7 to 12% yield,
Of course.
that's a lot better than the 1 to 1.5% they're getting at the bank. So that is one incentive that a lot of our private investors have. And they have a choice. They can go to a lot of private lenders. We're successful at Capella for a number of reasons. First, we've been doing this a long time,
Right.
well over 20 years. I've been in the business about 25 years. And so we know.
Where are you from? Are you from the Valley here?
Originally Philadelphia.
Oh, I see. Okay,
I grew
very
up in
good.
Southern California. But
Excellent.
I've been in Las Vegas for 20 years.
Yeah, you're a native.
Yeah, that's pretty much a
Pretty much.
founder, right? Yeah. So
Very much so.
anyway, it's a situation where you've got investors looking for yield, and you've got prospective borrowers that looking for opportunity.
Right.
They come to us because they either can't go to a conventional lender like a bank, or they're coming to us to seize an opportunity where they don't have time to go to a traditional lender. So
Sure.
they come to us because the opportunity gain is much more significant than the lost income through a higher interest rate. And they have to weigh that.
Right, exactly. Okay, so you've been at it a long time, which, by the way, is, I guess, a real testament to both Corrine over there and the family, and you've been there for a while, I guess.
I
as
have,
well.
but yeah, Corrine has a sterling reputation. Let me tell you a little bit about Corine. One
Right.
thing that
Corrine is the owner, right?
Yes,
She owns
Corine
Capella
Gordon,
Mortgage, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, her email is boss, right? At Capella Mortgage.
That's great.
But she, when the meltdown happened in 2008, a lot of private lenders, most, went out of business. And they went out of business because they just said to themselves, I gather, look, we're not doing loans anymore. We're not making fees anymore. So goodbye, I'm going to go do something else.
Right.
Corine stuck with it. And she stuck with it and helped the investors that were all stressed at the time, help them realize whatever gain they can from their investments. And she wasn't making any money, but she stuck with it out of a sense of fidelity and loyalty to her investor pool. And that is paying off now in spades, because as the market is coming back,
Right.
investors remember who stuck by them when times weren't as good as they are now.
Absolutely. Tell me about the market. What's going on in your market in terms of the hard money lending?
Well, we focus on Las Vegas,
course.
although we do all Western states pretty much. And it's an interesting market right now. I
Right.
mean, home values are going up, but the volume of sales is not great.
Right.
And the reason for that, who knows? It could be that a lot of people aren't qualified.
Lack of inventory, maybe?
There's a lack of inventory, but why? Why is there a lack of inventory? Maybe there aren't enough qualified individuals to purchase those homes, in which case they need somebody like us, because qualified is a relative term depending on who's doing the lending.
Absolutely.
In terms of the commercial market, it's strong, and we're doing a lot of income-producing properties. Finally, as of about a year and a half ago, people are actually buying land again and developing small housing tracts.
Mostly
or
infill
strips of-
deals?
Mostly infield. Yeah.
Are you doing anything up in North Las Vegas or anything downtown? I know that there's a lot of opportunities.
We are doing some things downtown and other infill locations around. We're not way off into the Northwest.
Right.
And because it's still, during the heyday, right, in the early 2000s, people would just buy land almost anywhere.
Right.
And they would zone it with as high a density as they can
course, high
to get the
density zone,
value.
absolutely right.
So it's a bizarre situation. You can go way out to the Northwest and you can see nothing but empty acreage, then all of a sudden a plat of land with 16 lots per acre. And that's not the way it was supposed to work, right?
No.
You're supposed to get the concentration towards the city core, not get the concentration towards the outlying areas. So there's a lot of remedial work that has to be done on land use in Clark County.
Jan, I really appreciate you coming on the show, and we want to have you back. This kind of interaction and obviously knowledge for the people who are watching the show is really valuable. Thanks very much.
Well, we enjoy what we do.
Thank you very much. And I'm Jeff Barton. Hey, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. I'm Jeff Barton, your host for the Las Vegas Real Estate Show.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with Super Grow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your Super Grow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word of mouth advertising. And according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your host in the Las Vegas Real Estate Show. Welcome to the show. We're on every Sunday night. Hope you tune in and see what we are talking about. Usually we talk about things that affect real estate prices or real estate decisions that you're going to be making about buying and selling here in the Valley. There are all kinds of things, issues that come up during the week, the month, the year that affect decisions that you're going to be making, whether it's weather-related items, how the city's handling the infrastructure, what's going on in building of new homes, or whether it's something as simple as, hey, my block is getting a paved street and the next one over isn't. These things affect decisions you're going to be making, and especially if you've got people from out of Las Vegas area coming here and they want to buy and invest in Las Vegas. It's a great place to be. Obviously, you all are watching the show. Most of you are local and on broadcast TV, so appreciate you again, once again, listening and watching the show. With us, once again, is a great panel that we bring on every week to discuss these type of topics. And again, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
And thank you very much. And it's Terrell Robinson, who does investment both for his clients. We were talking about in the past couple of shows about some insurance products that he's talking about, as well as to help them with their credit and credit restoration. Terrell, thanks for coming on again.
Thank you for having me, Jeff.
And Rebecca Fitzgerald, who is the resident expert in the real estate market here in the Valley. Thank you very much. And she had been talking recently about investments in the downtown area, so maybe we'll revisit that again. And of course, Charles Giscombe, who is our loan officer of choice for Malibu Funding, who's gracious enough to come back on the show. And thank you all once again
Thanks for
coming
having
back.
us. Thanks for having us again.
Okay, we are talking a little bit about off air about sexual harassment in the workplace, what happens, how it's happening. Obviously, nationally, it's gained a lot of traction and a lot of headlines. I know that we all deal with people in our industry. It's predominantly a mixed industry of both men and women. The question is, when dealing with people in the industry, in our, whether it's in the loans, whether it's in credit restoration, investment, or whether it's in real estate, how are we dealing with people of the opposite sex or of the same sex in any way? Are we like vanilla and supposed to be, I guess, standoffish and not interact, not get friendly with them? How does this work in your own industries? How are you dealing with it?
Well, for me, so to speak, number one, I love my wife dearly. So, and I know certain things do happen, but when it comes to the young ladies that I deal with, again, I keep it very professional, you know, and certain things that I do and don't do in regards to putting myself in a position. For me as a man, when I make a conversation or a phone call at nighttime to one of my associates, I'd like to have my wife around. So, right. Hey, there's no hanky-panky going on. So that's one of the preventative things that I do.
So it's like an open door policy.
Right.
You always have the door open. There's always somebody close proximity.
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you deal with that, Rebecca?
That's actually really tough for me. I've quit a lot of jobs because of the aspect of, that's one reason like I do real estate, because you are more independent.
Yep.
You, even when you're dealing with another, you know, agent, another broker, you really don't have to actually see them a lot of times. So but where it becomes a problem to me is when the sincerity of an actual client, like, are they really wanting to buy property? Do they even have the money? Or are they just trying to get me to hang out with them? So
Right.
this is a problem I constantly have.
Okay.
And that's a really big issue that I have constantly. And it's, you know, sometimes it's so disheartening that people are such like vultures that it like almost like makes you want to go into another industry. But then, you know, you just have to kind of do thorough research and kind of like look up the people, kind of see if they're, you know, legitimate.
Right. Okay. Chuck, how you doing with it?
I mean, from my standpoint, I think it's really important, just the nature and the temperature of where we are today in this country. It's really important to let other individuals know, especially, and I say it from this standpoint, when I'm dealing with a female real estate agent or a female loan officer or just individuals, it's important for them to know that we're doing business, like Rebecca said, and I'm taking this serious. You know, a lot of times people look at pretty women, you know, they actually kind of like don't appreciate or don't respect the fact that this person's probably worked harder to get to this position. So it's very important for me to make them feel comfortable, make them feel like, hey, listen, we're equals, we're taking care of business. And as far as the harassment standpoint, I mean, if you're just respectful in general, you know, people are going to laugh, people are going to talk. Everything can't be taken out of context. With the things that are going on right now, it's real sensitive. But at the end of the day, I can't let that change how I'm passionate about this job.
But
So
it's you know, there's a lot of disconnect because women want to be told they're pretty and things like this.
Sure.
And so it's just kind of like this.
it's not the whole meeting.
You're right. Yeah, sure, something like that. But then also, you know, it creates very confusion in a guy's head as well. Like that, you know, when one woman thinks it just went too far, and that's her opinion. You know, it's a lot about difference in opinions, and that's really a lot of what's going on.
Well, in Vegas, because we deal in a very unique city, right, in a unique state, which looks at sex, the sex industry itself as a business.
Yes.
Other than in Las Vegas itself,
Correct.
which of course Clark County, it's not legal.
Right.
But it is in most counties in Nevada.
Right.
So here is different, and you've got the ads are clear enough. What goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas, and in most guys' heads, most people that come here, this is vacation, this is party time, and this is extracurricular activity. So we deal in unique situations here when we're trying to build an infrastructure of a city which is both attractive to families as well as to the tourism industry. That's the problem that is unique. And how do we handle that?
Well, I don't 100% agree with that. That really is very centralized, and that is all in one space. Vegas itself is not like that. Like outside of the Strip
Outskirts, correct.
is locals, and most of the locals here all respect each other. They all work with each other. Like
Right.
it's more like you scratch my back, I scratch yours. They all take care of each other, and I don't really see that as long as you avoid the Strip. Like,
And if
which-
you're
that's true.
and if you're in
That's
Vegas,
true.
and if you're in Vegas, you feel that way about it. Like, you know, people say Sin City, but people that are local of Vegas, have been local, are still here raising their families and doing different things.
Right.
Don't want you to come lay down all your sins in Las Vegas to make it this terrible, crazy place, because we all stay here. We all live here. We're all here. We work here, right? At the end of the day, want you to have a fun time, spend your money, enjoy yourself. But remember, Vegas is just not the Strip. Vegas is
And
surrounding
that's
areas
like
of
you-
families and individuals.
Like you said, we had talked about in the previous episodes about downtown. That's where all the locals go now. It's like thriving. You can actually afford drinks there. They're not Strip prices. You don't have to pay, you know, for the valets. Like, and it's all locals down there, and it's fun. The whole entire all of downtown, they're just putting up all constantly new little cool fun bars to go to, and that's why there's been such a draw to that area and to making it a place where people come. And every single one of those casinos has been redone. The people that own the D, they just bought Las Vegas Club, and they're going to redo that into another casino. So it's going to continue to grow, and it's a place where locals can get away from the tourists.
Right.
Okay.
And also another thing too, a tidbit is people are moving here because they want to become entrepreneurs. And another thing, a lot of tidbit that a lot of people don't know, per capita, Vegas has the most churches per capita in any other small city in the United States.
No, I didn't
So-
know
No,
that.
that either. I didn't know that
Yeah.
either.
Yep. Per capita. Yeah. Absolutely. So.
Okay, I brought a book here today, and I just wanted to show it. It's called the Relaxation and Stress Reduction Workbook. And the reason I brought it in is because In stress, what causes people stress? Some of the major things that cause people stress are moving, buying a new house, getting married, getting divorced. All things really in a community incorporate buying and selling a property. I mean, if you're married and you have kids and you own a house and you get divorced, chances are somebody's going to, you're going to sell and divide the assets. Or if you're moving into an area and you want to live there, chances are you're going to eventually want to buy a house. The stresses that are inherent in what we do, getting a loan, another on the list, whether you can't get a loan. How do we handle the stress with the clients?
I kind of feel like that's like the fear almost of the unknown. Because it's like a lot of those are processes you've never gone through. You've never been married, never been divorced, never done these things. So basically the best way around that is to find an agent that is going to, basically make the process seamless for you. So you know, like, oh, I have to do this. I'll just send you this form. You need to sign it. Like, and someone that you trust. That it makes the process very easy and simple. So you can worry about your divorce, and like that's why you hire a divorce attorney. So you need somebody that's specialized in that field to help you.
Absolutely.
That's right.
And
That's
one of
right.
the things when it comes to the finances or credit, I just had a client on Sunday night. They call it, hey, we are stressed out about our finances.
Right.
We want to buy a house. We want to, but we can't because of credit and because of money. So finding that person such as myself that's in that professional aspect, be able to sit down with them and go over about what's affecting their credit, what's happening with their finances, so we can put a plan together and turn these things around and eliminate some of that stress.
Right,
So,
exactly.
And a lot of times also, when you've been doing this for a very long period of time, this becomes generational. So what happens is I'll have a mom, I'll have a dad, I'll have their sons, their kids. We'll work down the line. The comfort level that's created in such an intimate kind of process in regards to lending and real estate, they're so comfortable with you. You've laid, they have to bear all their secrets, all their situations, divorce decrees, different situations. And so it becomes generational, and they're comfortable with you. Not that you say you become a part of their family, but you become a trusted individual in their family.
Yeah, I think that's all what you have to do as a professional. We're talking two points here about sexual harassment in the workplace and about trying to endear yourself to your clients, about having the ability to be able to be trusted. This is all in the same realm, and it comes down to how you address yourself as a professional to people who need your services. And to me, that is, what we try to do both on the show by telling people, hey, you know what, these are real things. We're real people. This is how we're dealing with real problems. So I really appreciate you all coming back once again on the show and helping me sort through some of this stuff.
thank you very much.
We appreciate
Jeff.
it. We love it.
Thank you very
Jeff.
much.
Thank you
And
so much.
Thank you. Sure, no problem. And thank you very much. I'm Jeff Barton, your host in the Las Vegas Real Estate Show, and we'll see you next time.